Hello and welcome to the very first video for the Sensor EPSCoR data project. Science literacy is more important now than it ever has been. Our culture is based on science. Technology touches every single aspect of our world. And understanding the concepts behind the science will help make us good citizens and help make us more active participants in our society and in our community. So how do we get there? How do we get science literacy? Some researchers have said that it's made up of 4 pieces. Science concepts, or science content, reasoning skills, interest and attitudes, and applying those attitudes and those content and the skills. So we get the content from our class, attending class, reading the text, doing the homework. We can get our reasoning skills from practicing, and not just practicing in science class, but also practicing in our other classes, just critical thinking and thinking about concepts. But how do we address the interests and the attitudes and actually contributing to the science and using those concepts? So 2 groups, Sensor, which is a national group called that stands for Science Education for New Civic Engagements and Responsibilities, and New Hampshire EPSCoR, EPSCoR standing for Experimental Program to Stimulate Competitive Research, and EPSCoR being a national program as well, but New Hampshire being the New Hampshire branch of that. Have some ideas about how to do those last 2 pieces. And they believe that if we get students engaged in some of the big questions and feeling responsible for their community around science, that maybe we could spur some interest and get folks to be more active. Sensor was actually started around trying to get students to think about the concepts of AIDS in Africa. A very big question, very big topic, and very science-based. So these 2 groups we're in conversation with some folks up at Plymouth State, and we're wondering if we could start a program here in New Hampshire to look at how we might address some of these issues, some of the issues, environmental issues important to New Hampshire. And the folks at Plymouth State approached folks at New England College and at White Mountains Community College and tried to develop a program. So these are the people that were involved. Myself, and I'm just alphabetically first. I work at New England College. I teach environmental science. Doug Eric works at Plymouth State University, and he teaches environmental science there as well. Sarah Turtle also at Plymouth State. And then Rachel Whitaker up at White Mountains Community College, north of Plymouth State. So all around central New Hampshire. And we had a number of online conversations trying to develop this program. And what we came up with is a program that's centered around 2 main topics. The first being data literacy. And one of the reasons we picked data literacy is that data is so important, more and more important. It's why you get those ads from Google on the side of your Gmail. They're looking at your data. So understanding data and how it can be used to make some conclusions is really important. But one of the other reasons we thought data literacy would be a good foundation for this project is that it involves so many different skills. So yes, analyzing and thinking about the data like scientists, but also designing and being creative and really using the data to think about what it might tell us. And then the narration piece. So there's really a storytelling piece around data literacy. So we thought it hit on a lot of different skills that our students bring to the classroom. Students may think, oh, I'm not a scientist, I'm not good at science, but they might have another piece to bring to the table about the storytelling or about the creativity. And we thought that students may enjoy using the skills that they already have to address some of today's biggest issues. And the other piece that we decided to bring in for our project is water. Because water, again, it touches everybody. It touches all of your aspects of life, and it's so important here in the Northeast and all around the world. So thinking about how to use data to understand the flows of water, we thought would allow students flexibility to really come up with a project that interests them, because that's really key in doing science, making sure you're doing something that interests you, but also something that was important and something they could be proud of. So that's the basics. We developed a website. This is the URL for the website. It's at sites.google.com/4weeksonwaternh because we anticipate that the project will take about 4 weeks out of the semester. And this site will have all of the course materials and videos. We're doing the project like a flipped classroom. So you'll watch the lectures. Students will watch the lectures at home on their own, and then we'll use class time to work on the projects and develop some skills. In this way, the students don't need to feel worried or nervous that they won't understand the concepts and they won't have anyone to ask, because you'll be using class time to work on the things together and to ask those questions and to get and give support on the projects. So here are a few things that you might want to think about as you start the project. First, maybe you'll learn something. Secondly, maybe you'll have a chance to be creative. Make some mistakes, have some fun, really explore yourself. And finally, maybe you'll empower yourself and build some skills to protect yourself in this science world, and maybe be able to be a better citizen. And finally, maybe you'll just have some fun. That's really my greatest hope for you, is that you'll learn and have a good time doing it. So thank you very much for watching this introductory video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.